Then again, if you have estrogen, all hope is lost. Telling y'all now, man, this is what these wrestlers do now. This is all they do. All they do on social media and wherever. Virtue signal. Anything you can, whether it's virtue signaling, acting like of course, this typical modern SWJ, like, social complainer, like anything you can think of. Entitlement. That's all they do. Because that's all these wrestlers are nowadays. Politicians. Wannabe politicians. And activists. That's all they do. They don't wrestle. They don't... I said they don't do what what they do to get ahead. That's overall in general. What these people do nowadays is what they do. They complain. They scream entitlement. But before we go any further, let's. I want to dig because I got this. It's in the description too if y'all want to go look at it. And also Tamina's retarded ass tweet. So let's. How about we read that first? Damn it. Let me. Yeah, I apologize. Let's go. We can think about that first. But yeah, I apologize. Just got anything everywhere. How about we? Oh, all right. So the thing she screen. Yeah, this is probably from an article. Yeah, she's like screenshotted. So it says wrestling as an American Muslim woman. It says I don't want to butcher it, but the girl is in middle school, and this is from the article that Tamina tweeted about. When her mother came home from shopping and told her about seeing a World Wrestling Entertainment match on TV, the girl's mother, an immigrant from Kenya, was at once in awe, gleefully perplexed and intrigued by the mix of competition, performance, and choreography. The family began to watch WWE together. When the girl learned in 2018 that her middle school offered wrestling as an after-school program, she immediately enrolled. It only took one practice for her to realize that physically taxing sport was different from WWE matches she watched on TV. The girl said she was angry, who was 18 and a first-year political science major at a community college in Roseburg, Oregon. I can't help but feel it's targeted by not letting Muslim women compete. What? Wrestling is one of the fastest growing sports among girls in the United States. Young Muslim women from a range of ethnic backgrounds and experience levels have taken to the sport, competing across the country while adhering to their Islamic faith. But many Muslim women wrestlers have hit obstacles due to their need to dress modestly. They've been prohibited from participating in competitions and even forced to forfeit their wins. They're pushing back on what they say about our arbitrary dress codes that keep women like them from advancing in the sport. Okay. Alright, yeah, sorry about that, but alright. So yeah, obvious, because I noticed myself, obviously we know, of course, there's companies, there's worlds, there's like whatever you want to think of, countries out there, of course we know this. There's, obviously, whether it be corporations and, countries, individuals themselves, of course, there's discrimination everywhere. And they do it in every category. But as far as like what she says, like when it comes to, because all right, like even in when you think about it, even in the like such companies, I don't even think of WCW and WWE, of course, like, and ECW, like ECW, like for instance, Sabu. Yeah, I don't think I don't think Paul. I don't think Paul Heyman or whoever told him that he couldn't wear whatever of his culture, whatever that whatever that he wanted to represent his culture. I don't think they told Sabu to, hey man, you need to, you need to find some kind of clothing that we'd like you to wear, and instead of instead of your shitty ass, or yeah, like I don't think they told Sabu to, or to force him to wear whatever they wanted him to wear. No, he proudly had his heritage display, or whatever he was wearing of his culture. Same thing with Rey Mysterio, and such others. Like yeah, Ray, like I don't think Vince McMahon or them told him that they couldn't wear what he proudly wanted to show. It's not like anybody discriminated against him. The companies, whatever that may be. And like I said, I know what I said too. Like I said, of course, we know there's corporations, and we know there's corporations, individuals in control of these corporations, and as such, countries, etc., that discriminate against any color. But when you talk about, because I do feel like, and this is also, like I said, this is exactly like, this is because this is what's going on right now in these sports. When you talking with everything, anything, because yeah, of course, when you talk about, or when you think about, because I've seen this in like swimming and running. I've seen this in track, and I've seen it like across whichever states. But I've seen this in track, and I've seen this in swimming sports, where these trans, yeah, like where these trans like individuals, like try to go out here and defame, tear down these organizations and companies that are supposedly discriminating against them. And when you find out, of course, yeah, like when you find, like, just so, of course, like just so they can get it, like, yeah, you already know what that is, just so they can get ahead and have that advantage. And it's like, of course, like I said, the same thing where you can compare it to, like, yeah, like for rape. It's like for every real victim that comes out and say that they've been violated, and as such with the actual real crime that they've been going to, there's like 10 other, or a variety of lies that come out the woodworks, and they lie, and for every real victim there's like there's thousands of lies of others that come out and say they were violated too. And that's the problem. That's why it's harder that when you talk about that in that context. That's why it's harder for women like that who are violated to set lie. And that's what everything. Yeah, to lie. That's why it's so hard for that when it comes to that particular, when the women who are actually violated, because people they lie, because people these like accusers lie, and that's why it's so hard for that. And it's, we talk about, because like I just mentioned, there's, that's whatever you want to think of, like track is happening in everywhere, and they want to make it, like I said, it's all about, it's not about talent anymore when it comes to these individuals that want to capitalize and use. Like I said, it just goes back to one word, and it's entitlement. Like I said, it's not like that of course, it's not like that these kinds of things happen, but it's the fact that you also have, it's a thing too. It's like, it's starting to be, like I said, it's a thing where it's starting to happen now, where you have these, of course, these types of, like I said, play pretend politicians, and like saying these, like what they call it, yeah, this generation calls it virtue signaling, and they lie. Yeah, they lie about what the actual situation is, just so they could benefit from it and get whatever they need to it. Like I said, it all tumbles down to one word, and one word only, and that's entitlement. It's the sense to want to be put on a pedestal, just so they, like I said, nobody wants to get by on their talent anymore. Nobody wants to get by on their effort, to wanting to put in, just so that you can actually get by on effort alone and actual talent. No, everybody wants to be, they want to use entitlement. They want to hide behind every ism, just so they can get, what they, but by lying and going out of their way to say this and that, about whoever they're trying. Like I said exactly. I don't know if y'all heard about when it comes to majors, like in that situation, and it just like I said, it's like it just same thing happens. Like I said, that's what happens. That's what's going on in today's world, and that's all they do. And it's like, what do you? Like I said, what I just said, like when it comes, like I said, when I just mentioned with wrestlers like Sabu, Rey Mysterio, like there's like what are you talking about, Tamina? Like I said, obviously, of course, this girl, like, of course, there's, like I said, it's not like it goes on, whether it may be, it doesn't have to be wrestling, but it's like, to me, what are you talking about? You're a part of a, I don't know if she still is, but you, you've had your hand in, you've had your hand in these big wrestling companies. Do y'all like? Are we gonna sit here and pretend like Mark Henry hasn't been like how many times world champion and how many times that he's been at the forefront? How many opportunities that he's been handed? Rey Mysterio too, Eddie Guerrero. Like I said, come on, man. Like, like I said, same thing happens in wrestling too. Like they try to go out here and lie, and they try to like go out here to hide by any virtual signaling tactic just so they can get behind, like so they can get ahead, so they can use it to their advantage. And it's disgusting. This is what they do now, and it's wrestling is no different. This is exactly what they do, and it's like you're to me you're lying just so you can like whatever construe your narrative. It's like what do you? Like I said, I don't know what she's trying to point to, but I I'm pretty sure if Muslim also if Muslim woman sorry, but Muslim women right now, or probably that's in WWE or just any kind of color, they haven't been discriminated, or even back then haven't been discriminated when it comes to being in wrestling and as such. So it's like, well, what point are you trying to like prove out here, Tamina? And I'm pretty sure, yeah, all these wrestling companies out there, yeah, they have whether it may be like Latinas, like Asians, well, also like yeah, Africans, and like etc. Like so, she has no idea what she's talking about. Like I said, all this post is about virtue signaling, and so you already know when it comes down to that. So that's all they do. Enjoy yourself, Cosmos. I'm gonna see y'all very much later. Stay blessed.